Alright, Professional Chase back at you with another unprofessional video. And if you can't tell what makes me Professional Chase, I have fixed hair and my Formula Drift shirt on. I don't look like that hobo that you saw in the other video. So for today, let's see if I can figure out, I don't know how to turn this camera around. I have no idea. Okay, I did it. So today, you know how, wait, not today. So in the other video, you know how I told you in the middle of this video, those tie rods would be painted and on the car? I lied. It's the beginning of the video, and they're painted and they're on the car. May not look like they're painted, but they're clear coated. Boots on, everything's all good. Looks good. So, at some point in time, I'm probably gonna remake this bendy boy just like those. But not today. As a matter of fact, I have no idea what today's video is going to turn out to be, but we're going to find out. Let's see, I think the first thing I'm going to do, since the tie rods are already on, and I tidied up some wiring. Oh yeah, since the other video, I since got my wiring loom in, and now the harness is fully loomed done. Sorry for the shaky, crappy, low quality video. All the wiring harness is done and on the car. So let's take a look at the interior real quick. Come on, focus. Alright, so there's the wiring thus far. This is still fan wiring that I need to finish. This needs to get pinned into the ECU so the ECU can trigger the fans. The fan relay's over there. Got the fuse box all nice and labeled. So, soon, once I bleed, god dang, focus. Now I see the issues of YouTubers. So, once I bleed the brakes and clutch system that I just finished plumbing, then the steering column, it's currently in the back seat, in a box, apparently, will go back in the car. So, now I think what I'm going to do is work on this throttle cable bracket, because everything else for the most part is nice and pretty. Ignore this. These are going to get powder coated. So this looks ugly, kind of out of place, so I think I'm going to modify it today. I'm going to shave off this nubby thing and make it like one smooth angle over to here, and then I don't know, maybe cut out some kind of triangle piece or something like that to weld on this, like a, I don't know, we'll see how it turns out and what it looks like. So let's go on this journey together in the grinding room. Well, alright, let's go work this out in the grinding room. I would do the Bobby Duke thing, but I'm just not him and I can't do it. Alright, let's go. We're going to be using this bad boy and this Mama Jama right here. I'm going to try to figure out how to set you all up. I have no idea. I could have swore yesterday I was able to turn this camera around, but today it's just not. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube, man, we'll figure this out. I'm going to set this up. Alright, well now that the camera's turned around and my PPE is on, and you can't hear me for shit, let's get to grinding. Alright, I know y'all may be confused. I know y'all maybe thought that I was going to show you me grinding this. But keep in mind, at the beginning I told you this is an unprofessional video. And on top of that, nobody wants to see that shisa. So, here we are. We're now working on the triangle piece. This is all ground down the way I want it. So, I put it on here in the place where I want this to cross and be welded. Pull that off. It's still a little bit warm. So this is the piece that we're going to need to cut out of metal so that it can go right there across that, like so. So let's cut this out of paper. Here, Let's see. I'll show you this since I messed up on the other thing. Let's see how we do, huh? Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. Oh, a little bit wobbly. Well, we're going to cut it right on past since it's a triangle. Boom. Done. See? Did you see how well that worked? No, it didn't work well. That video, that clip right there looked like shit. So that's why, huh? That's why. Just fucking with you. So, alright, let's make this out of metal. Alright, so I apologize from earlier. Maybe I acted a little irrationally. Maybe some of you would like to see me cut out some metal, so I'm going to do that now. It's hot in this shit right now. I'm sweating. It's hard to breathe. Let's get cutting. Now we go to the grinding iron. Alright, well in the last video you saw me cut out the piece of metal, it fell, and we went to the grinding room and worked it out. Now you didn't see that part because that part was private, okay? But what we did do is we turned this piece of paper into that piece of metal. So there we go. Let's see if I can remember the orientation. Oh, shit. Alright then. Okay, let's go then. Where are we going? Going heel like heels. That goes on there like that to just kind of close it off and make it look a little bit prettier, but that's not enough. So now we need to drill a hole, and we're going to use my buddy Clint's dimple dies that he let me borrow here. And we're going to take this itty bitty one, itty bitty, and we're going to put it in there. We're going to smush out some dimple dies. So let's get to drilling a hole. Alright, I know this is jump cutting all around, but I don't have video editing software right now. I'm a YouTube noob, so deal with it. Alright, so for those of you who want to know how to use dimple dies, or at least this type of dimple die, there are a couple different types. See, it has a flared end here with an insert, and then an opposite flare end there with a bigger insert, or not insert, I guess, hole. And they slide together, there we go. So it smooshes and makes a concave in the metal like this. Now what that does is it strengthens the metal and it just makes it look really freaking pretty. Alright, so what you have to do first is you have to drill out a hole that is equivalent to this size, or somewhere in between this size right here and this outer flare line, or this inner flare line flat area. Anywhere on that flat. Now, tip. Some people will probably say you have to do it this size. Some people will say you have to do it bigger. I've done it both ways. They both turn out all right. The only difference is if you do it exactly this diameter right here, sometimes it can leave a little flat in the hole like that, which is okay. It doesn't look horrible, but realistically, that with less flat looks better. Ignore that chip. So these days I like to drill a hole out to the same size as this outer flat on the top of that taper. That way I don't get any kind of flat once we press this in. So what you do is, what I do anyway, I set this piece on here pretty much center where I want that hole to be, and then I marked a circle around the outside of that circle. And then I guesstimated where the center is because this is not, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to look good. Then I punched a hole for, or not a hole, but a little dent to be able to give a guide for my drill bit. And now we just need to drill it out to that size. See you in a minute. Alright, here we go. We got the hole drilled. Now I don't know if you can tell or not by the scribe. Oh, let me turn off this music so that I don't get any kind of fuckery. I don't know how to do that. No, there we go. Okay, so yeah. So if you can tell by my scribe line, that hole is dead perfect, right? It's not at all off center in any way. So, you know, if you want to be more precise, measure things, but thankfully in this case it doesn't really matter. It's totally fine for this. So, boom shakalaka. Goes right on. It's a little bit bigger. And now we're going to take it to the press. Actually, we don't even need to take it to the press. This is thin enough that we can just do it right in the vise. So, let me get set up and I'll do that right now. Okay, important tip for using dimple dies. Remember which orientation is the top side of your piece. So for this, the side that has that mark on it is the top side. The reason that's important is because depending on which way you put it in here will depend on which direction the piece flares. So if it's a flat piece that's square like this, it won't matter because then you can just flip it back and forth and weld it on. But since this piece has specific angles and whatnot, we need to pay attention to that. So since this is the top side, we want the flare to go down and in. So that's this piece. This has got to go on top. It's a little counterintuitive. Alright, I don't know. I guess it's not counterintuitive. That's not the right term. I have no idea what the right term is. Put that on there. We put this on here like so. And then we put this in here like this. We're going to use my knee to close it up because I'm hobo chase again. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, it might be a little off center. Oh well, it's okay. It's going to look pretty no matter what. Would have been easier in the press. Never done it in the vise before, just seen people do it before. Okay. And would you look at that? Turned out perfect. Let's see how it's going to look on here. Yeah, that's going to look really nice all tigged up on there. Sweet. Let's get to welding. Alright, well I'm not sure where we left off in the last clip because I just went and had lunch and enjoyed a nice bowl of salad. And now we're back, so yeah, here we are. This is now welded up. Looks alright, welds turned out fairly good. If I did this again, I would use a little bit thicker metal. I just did it thin because it's only for looks, but if it was a little bit thicker, I could have made the welds look a little bit better. But originally I was going to leave this raw, but it didn't really color the way I wanted it to. It just got a little bit darker than I wanted. So this is going to go ahead and get powder coated black to match the intake manifold and some other bits and bobs. But I think it's going to look pretty good. Let's put it on here real quick. Let's see how she looks. Let's see if I can even do this one-handed. Oh, I should probably put the camera where I'm intending on filming. Oh, I got the one. The other. Put it in the hole. Put it in the other hole. Alright, so it's loosely in there. If I had the rubber thing, it'd be there. But yeah, looks pretty good. You got a dimple die everything, you know what I'm saying? You know, like a little bit of everything. But with that powder coat of black to match this, it's going to look really, really, really clean. I guess if any of you JZ guys want something like that done to dress up your throttle cable situation there so it doesn't look so janky. I guess it doesn't ever look janky, but just so it looks a little bit cleaner. I guess hit me up on Instagram. Ship me your shit and I will make this for you. Alright, well, I guess that's it for today's video. I have no idea. That'll be finished in another video because, yeah, we're all out of time for today. I have no idea if you can see me very well. Clearly I'm Hobo Chase again. I'm going to get this powder coated tonight, and I'm going to powder coat this. I guess I'll do that in another video, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, and